What's up, Legends? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking Black Ops 7 Zombies, as this was the start of Zombies Week. Although we did get a teaser yesterday, which was Sunday, which is the one I have on screen. Every direction leads to death with a compass spinning around, which is pretty much, I would say, their hint at the Bermuda Triangle kind of vibe that they said this map would have. And of course, it's going to have 6 different POIs. It's going to have stuff that happens in between on the passages or pathways between these POIs. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they put together for this new transit-like map. And I just wanted to basically in this video go over the teasers that they did release today. There was like 3 or 4 of them. One was a song, which was a throwback to transit specifically, and some others gave us a little bit more intel on the map itself. But I do want to say it does sound like they actually may be bringing back some nostalgic POIs or some nostalgia back with some of these POIs, as one of the teasers that we got today kind of hinted toward that. Now, obviously, there's not a lot of depth to the teasers themselves. It's just a radio within what I'm going to guess is the Wonder Vehicle that is just playing out these so-called, clips for us to basically hear and get some information on what's to come. Now, the first clip that was released, again, these are all just radio, like still images and then something playing in the background, but essentially this is the first one that we got. And it does sound like a helicopter of some sort got teleported into the dark ether or transported into the dark ether, and it's the person who is flying that maybe we don't know or have never met before at any point throughout the story, as the voice doesn't sound familiar, and they're basically discovering that they're somewhere that maybe they didn't need to be or didn't want to be or didn't intend to be. So we'll go ahead and play through this real quick and you guys can hear it.
Mayday! Mayday! This is Echo 685. Position unknown. Repeat, unknown.
See, they definitely don't know where they're located, but obviously we know they're going to be in the dark ether because that's where the map's taking place.
Where am I? Instruments are dead. Altimeter spinning. Jesus, the clouds are glowing purple. There's electric discharge everywhere. I've never seen. Oh God, engine's failing. Controls locked. It's pulling me down. If anyone can hear me.
Basically, at this point, he does sound like he's crashing. So it does sound interesting to me because we know for sure that one of the locations is going to be the farm. Another one of the locations is likely going to be the diner, perhaps. And it may be that this is hinting towards one of the locations being a helicopter crash site where whatever it is that we're hearing here in this radio bit is actually happening and taking place, and they're actually crashing somewhere on the map within this Bermuda Triangle style transit map. Now, this second one is a little bit more interesting because I feel like it's them hinting at the return of Ascension somewhere within the map, even as one of the POIs. Let's go ahead and dive into it here, and you guys will kind of get the same vibe, basically saying that a rocket launch area or a facility where a rocket launch was taking place was teleported into the dark ether. Honestly, this is a pretty cool way to introduce some of the teasers or some of the storyline stuff that's going on within the map. And I know it's not going to be for everybody. Some people were probably over-expecting some of the stuff with the teasers today, but I thought they did a really good job with some of these.
This is Senior Technician Molotov. I don't know what is happening. We were in launch. Ignition countdown when... Whole facility, all of us, everything moved to this place. It was not an earthquake. Нет. This was something else. Man, товарищ, gone into nothing. Rocket frozen. How? Fire still burning under engines. No movement. Air taste of metal.
It sounds like basically they feel like time stopped and they were just transported within the facility, and its whole entire entity as itself is transported into the dark ether. Again, it might be hinting that one of these POIs could be nostalgic in some fashion in Ascension form. But honestly, I think it's a cool idea for that to even be a possibility. I'm not going to over-expect and assume for sure that one of the locations is going to be Ascension, but maybe each of these locations that they're going to have around the map might be a throwback to one of the games that we had previously. whether it's World at War, you know, BO1, BO2, BO3. I think those would be the core four that I would expect them maybe to throw back toward, but you never really know what's possible. Honestly, they could all be really fresh and just somewhat have a tie to one of these, you know, timelines, I guess you could say, or games that we had previously. But all in all, just the idea of this and the fact that we're getting a new transit like map, they're trying it out again in 2025, I think is pretty cool. Let me know down in the comment section below how excited you guys are for Black Ops 7. Personally, I mean, I don't have any reasons to not be excited. I like all the current systems in Black Ops 6. I like the modern zombies gameplay. I think it's one of the best, you know, gameplay games that we've had as far as movement, mechanics, all of the above. I just think it's got a lot of replayability. Some people aren't going to agree with that statement, but essentially you have the choice to play however you would like to play, and the freedom is yours. Like, if you don't want to use armor, you don't have to use armor. I mean, we can go into it. There's a billion challenges you can do. It doesn't really matter. Now, the third teaser, I believe, let me just play it real quick, is actually the song. We're not going to play that. That is going to probably lead to some sort of copyright, but maybe it won't. I'm not going to risk it. The reality is this third teaser is essentially the lobby music when loading into transit. So that is pretty cool. They're probably hinting at bringing that music back. Maybe that's going to be specific at one area of the map, the diner or something. Who really knows? But it's cool that they're giving us some sort of throwback within this new experience that they're providing us. I'm actually extremely happy, and hopefully some of the other people that maybe even are a fan of the older zombies are actually happy about this as well. But I'm so happy it's just not a transit remaster. I feel like that just would have been not that exciting. Transit, cool map when it came out, obviously. I don't think people appreciated it as much in the time that it was relevant as they do looking back on it, but I do think that just having a remaster of that map wouldn't have been the answer. Now, the last and final teaser that we got from today does give us a little bit more, I guess you could say, insight on a new enemy type that we could be facing against. Now, to be fair, I'm going to say this ahead of time. It definitely sounds like a Chewbacca-like creature to me. I don't know if that means it's going to be some sort of gorilla-like creature. Maybe it's going to be the four-legged creature that I think we saw kind of, it almost looked like a Wolverine or a wolf type thing that we saw in one of the images that was leaked. I mean, who knows? Who knows what's actually possible with this? But let's, again, jump into it. Let's hear what it has for us, essentially. That reminds me of something that we may see in between the POIs. Hard to really say what that is. That sounds a little creepy. Maybe not something familiar. Regular zombie. I think we know that one. I think here comes the big one. Like, am I crazy to think that sounds like a gorilla? Maybe the silverback gorilla from, you know, what is it, Dead Ops Arcade is going to be a part of it? That sounds like Chewbacca, I'm gonna be honest.
We're all gonna die.
And of course, that's gotta be Ted. So we know Ted's gonna be in the map. We know that there's maybe teasing multiple new enemy types that are gonna be available on the map. Maybe that was just a little sound clip of all the enemies back to back making their sounds that we could actually expect on this new transit-like map. It'll be interesting to see what the actual name is for it, but all in all, I've been pretty excited to see what the teasers are, everything they have of pretty much cooked up for us for this Zombies week. We got the surprise teaser yesterday, like I said, the first one that we showed with the compass, pretty much just acknowledging the fact that it is a Bermuda Triangle-like map or theme. And then obviously today they dropped, I would say 4 total 1 minute or so trailers, teasers, whatever, even if it's only audio. All in all, enough to get us kind of excited. We have more days left in the week. Who knows how many more days beyond the week that they have content for us, because they said they did have more available than they do, you know, a week, basically. So we could expect more than just the 5 days, or I guess plus Sunday would it be 6 days. We'll just have to wait and see what the rest of the week has to offer. Again, let me know down in the comment section below if you guys are excited for Black Ops 7. That is going to wrap things up for us here. Thank you guys for all the support in today's video, all support in the channel, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next one. Peace!